So there's a primary going on in West Virginia on the Republican side, and one of the candidates is literally a criminal. This is Don Blankenship. Now, when he was an executive at a coal mine in West Virginia, there was an explosion under his watch that killed 29 people. That was due to him being cheap and negligent of his workers. And of course, that cost people's lives. Now, he ended up spending a year in prison for that negligence. And now that he's out, well, he decides, you know what, I'm gonna run as a Republican, and I'm gonna run as somebody who's Trumpier than Trump, right? Now, he is ahead of his Republican opposition, both Evan Jenkins and State Attorney General Patrick Morrisey. Now, the primary is May 8th, so it's tomorrow. So this is a huge primary, obviously. Now, Republicans, the Republican establishment especially, is not happy about this man running as part of their party, which is funny because he says a lot of very racist things, and you would think that that fits in perfectly with the modern Republican Party. Well, it turns out the Republican Party still likes to employ dog whistles, and this guy's like, no, I don't need a dog whistle. We're going to go with a human whistle, okay? Now, it's gotten so bad that even Donald Trump is now speaking out, at the behest, of course, of Mitch McConnell, against Don Blankenship. Now, this morning, President Trump tweeted, quote, "To the great people of West Virginia, we have together a really great chance to keep making a big difference." Oh, that's fun. Problem is, Don Blankenship, currently running for Senate, can't win the general election in your state. No way. Remember Alabama. Vote Representative Jenkins or A.G. Morrisey. So, look, he's not even backing one specific candidate. He's just saying, don't vote for Blankenship. No matter whatever you do not vote for Don Blankenship. Remember Alabama. That's like the rallying cry going forward now for Republicans. Because, look, man, you know, Alabama is a very interesting case. Talked about it at length. And they basically put up a pedophile. And, of course, the Democrat, Doug Jones, barely beat a pedophile. But that's another story. We need to go left. But anyway, they put this guy up, Roy Moore, and he lost. Barely. But he lost. So now they're like, oh my God, we could lose again. Whatever you do, don't vote for Don Blankenship because, as I mentioned before, he's a criminal and a racist. So, now what's going to happen? Well, as I mentioned before, he's actually ahead in the polls, and he is surging on the night before the primary among Republican voters. So this is a disaster for them, or it's a potential disaster. Now, look, this entire thing says a couple of things. The fact that Donald Trump is obviously tweeting against it, Mitch McConnell, of course. Look, that's not a surprise because he's been attacking Mitch McConnell as Cocaine Mitch for quite some time, which is sad/hilarious in a way. But anyway, he's been making all these attacks against the Republican establishment. That is fairly normal. And he says, oh, no, I'm Trumpier than Trump. I don't think you can do that. But anyway, this shows that Republican officials are, thanks to what happened in Alabama, are like, don't run any Trump-inspired candidates. Like, you can say you're Trump-inspired, but for the love of God, do not run like Trump anymore. It is not going to work. Don't be openly racist. For God's sake, stop. And again, look, these two politicians, Roy Moore and Don Blankenship, they're a lot alike. Except that one, of course, touches or allegedly touched little girls. But anyway, look, Republican voters are also alike in Alabama and in West Virginia because they don't care. They are completely unfazed. Like, we don't care that he's a criminal. We don't care that he's a racist. In fact, we love that. Or of course, like a lot of Republican voters, all that bad stuff against Blankenship, that's just fake news. We don't actually believe that he caused the death of 29 people. But you could go out and you could look. And you can go out and you can research and you can check. These are facts. His negligence, he spent time in prison. This is not fake news. This is real. But I'm sure there are Republican voters out there that say, nope, fake. It's just the establishment trying to destroy Don Blankenship. You know what? That's gonna bring me out to vote for him even more. So now, what happens if Don Blankenship wins? Well, that's a very interesting question. For one, it would show you that Donald Trump is not nearly as effective at influencing the base as he used to be. If enough primary voters decide, you know what, no, I'm not going to vote with Trump. I'm not going to vote for these guys, Morrisey or whatever, or Jenkins. No, I'm going to vote for the guy that represents me the most, the criminal. Well, that pretty much tells you something about the Republican base, that there is no bottom to that barrel, and they will continue to back the insane candidates. Now, there is another, I think, more positive spin that you can take from that. Maybe spin's the wrong word, but I guess a positive lesson that you can take from it is that maybe this shows that the country, and especially Republicans, but I think this can extend to other voters as well, are still in an anti-establishment mood. I mean, on the right, the fervor for anti-establishment candidates, which of course Blankenship definitely paints himself as, are still incredibly popular, and people are not happy with the establishment. So I guess that is one possible good thing that you can take from this story. But for the Republican Party, his late stage surge and the possibility that he can win this primary and the possibility that Trump is losing his influence, not good signs. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.